Welcome to Nugget 299 with Steve and Dana Groman, and we are continuing with the dinosaurs of Utah. In a previous nugget, we took you to some really cool sites north of Moab, and now farther northwest of Moab and south of Price, Utah, is the Jurassic National Monument. It is under the administration of the Bureau of Land Management. And when we were there, it wasn't a national monument at that time, and so it's exciting that it's gotten a step up in status. Jurassic National Monument at the site of the Cleveland-Lloyd Dinosaur Quarry is one of the world's foremost dinosaur fossil sources. More than 12,000 individual bones and one dinosaur egg have come from this prolific fossil bed. It is likely that many complete skeletons have been recovered, although it is impossible to state with certainty. Get this, because the bones are in a disarticulated state. Voila! Noah's flood would really have torn these guys up and had many of them at one spot. A perfect statement that is totally confirmed by God's word. This is a working quarry where scientists conduct ongoing research. There is a large visitor center featuring many exhibits. Well, it's not really large, but it's nice. Visitor facilities are open April through October. Many places, we'll say in the northern half of the country, are only open seasonally. Make sure when things are open if you're traveling in the Rocky Mountain states and in the northern locations. Take a detour from the Dinosaur Diamond Prehistoric Highway and National Scenic Byway to the Cleveland-Lloyd Dinosaur Quarry. The quarry's name is derived from Malcolm Lloyd, who financed the digs by Princeton University in 1931 through 1941, and its proximity to Cleveland, Utah. The University of Utah in 1929, 1960, and 2001, and Brigham Young University in 1960, and the College of Eastern Utah in 1960 have all been a part of the explorations. The Quarry Visitor Center is the BLM's first one, so that's a nice historical aspect of this place. The agency operates a small museum in the visitor center that was renovated in 2006. Erected in the 1970s, the two Butler buildings protect the dig sites. Catwalks provide visitors an overhead view of the exposed bone deposits. This property contains the densest concentration of what they would call Jurassic-aged dinosaur bones ever found, including Allosaurus, Camarasaurus, and Camptosaurus. In one of the handouts, it is stated that paleontologists and other earth scientists, get this, are still debating how it all got there. No hypothesis yet proposed has withstood testing against the data. And as I wrote in my book, as creationists, we can propose a hypothesis that will withstand testing against the data. It's called Genesis and Noah's flood, as it is recorded in God's Word. At one time, museums across the world had more material excavated from this quarry than from any other location. Isn't that fascinating? Interestingly, the three Utah universities that have researched the site have regathered the original bones and brought them home to Utah, and I think that is a great idea, and I'm glad they did that. The previously distributed bones have been replaced with replicas and cast, but the real ones are back home in Utah. The historicity of Cleveland-Lloyd is reason enough to go there. It's a dry, dusty road, but I have to say that the gravel roads, dirt roads in Utah are better than some interstates in some states in this nation. And here's the museum. It is a fee area, and they do have several trails and a picnic area. Inside the museum, they have the skulls, and you will have seen this slide in our seminar and in previous nuggets. It's the dinosaur with the chickens clucking around the bottom, because evolutionists unbelievably believe that the chickens were once the T-Rex. Of course, as creationists, we know that everything reproduces after its own kind, as we can test over and over and over and over and over again. The mighty Allosaurus. Its name means other or different lizard. While not a lizard, they are reptiles. It was certainly different from all the other dinosaurs of its time. And then they have this display of different bones as the dinosaur grows, of course. It was a beautiful day in Utah when we went out there, and we headed towards the quarry. The bones you see in this building represent only a tiny fraction of all the fossils found here. Hundreds of fossils excavated at this quarry are now housed and displayed in museums around the world, which we read how they have been returned. In the next nugget, we will take you to the museum in Price, Utah, and see some of those bones, besides the ones that you can see here. As researchers dig up and collect dinosaur bones, they construct maps showing orientation and position of the fossils found in the quarry. Each square represents a single cubic yard part of the site. In the past, small fossils and bone fragments were not always included in the maps, and this is how they can record and determine where they are, and you can see the sandbags that they've placed there to keep it from falling in. And if you haven't been to a quarry site like this, I want to recommend that you do find one. There are these types of sites across the country. We've been to bison ones and mammoth ones. We've been to 2 mammoth sites similar to this. Here is the dinosaur egg found here, September 1987. They have most of the major bones labeled. A sauropod dorsal vertebrae. They have several of those. A sauropod cervical vertebrae. An Allosaurus femur. When you go, take plenty of pictures, and I recommend that you use 2 phones, 2 cameras, so that you can get all the shots that you need. Here is an ischium. These bones are just spectacular to see, and they have cleaned them up extremely well. And we do have a video specifically on dinosaurs. It's lesson 6, and it's called All About Dinosaurs. If you appreciate these videos, you can partner with us on a monthly or a one-time basis. Our phone number is 603-616-8907. Please share our YouTube channel at Steve Groman and hit the notification bell to be alerted when we post new nuggets. If you appreciate our content, tell others and repost on your social platforms. And if you've missed the previous nuggets on dinosaur sites in Utah, I want to recommend that you go back and watch those. It's truly fascinating because most of them are exceedingly unique. Thank you.